There was a small town next to a deep, dense forest. The children of this town knew the old house in the forest very well. Even from a distance, this abandoned house gave off an eerie air. The wooden door was rotten and some of the windows were broken. No one wanted to set foot in the house. Even those who passed by would quickly walk away, trying not to turn their heads. The children of the town called it the Dark House. They believed that a ghost lived in this house. At night, a sad whisper could be heard coming from deep inside, and no one knew what it meant. Lena was one of the children of this town and, unlike the others, she was always curious about this house. Lena was a brave and helpful child, and even though she was only 10 years old, she had a knack for finding a good deed she could do for everyone around her. That evening, while playing with her friends in the town square, she heard a rustling in the woods, followed by a faint whisper. While her friends instantly recognized the sound and stopped playing in fear, Lena had a feeling that she was looking in the direction of the sound. This strange whisper seemed to be calling her. Her friends warned her not to go near the house, but Lena's curiosity got the better of her. She wanted to know if the stories told among the townspeople were true. After all, if there really was a ghost there and she needed help, wasn't it her duty to find out? While everyone else was running away to their homes, thinking that Lena would not return, Lena, with a strange courage in her heart, started walking towards the spooky house in the forest. When she opened the door, the creaking of the old wooden door echoed deeply. At first Lena's eyes had a hard time adjusting to the darkness, but gradually the details of the room began to appear. Cobwebs were everywhere, a layer of dust hung like a cloud on the floor. When she took a few steps inside, she heard a sound from the depths of the house, a sob. This sad sound filled his ears, frightening him and at the same time bringing out a sense of compassion that penetrated him. As he moved slowly forward, he saw a shadow emerging from the dark corners. He was a little scared at first, but he did not back down. The shadow was standing at the other end of the room, staring at him. As she slowly approached, she realized that the shadow belonged to a small child. "Hello," Lena said timidly. When the shadow became a little more distinct, she saw that it was indeed a child. He was looking at Lena with a pale face and eyes full of sorrow. "My name is Eris," the boy said. His voice was soft, but so sad that Lena felt that Eris had been alone here for years. "Why are you here?" Lena asked curiously. Eris explained that the townspeople had abandoned him because of a misunderstanding. There had been an accident here years ago and the townspeople believed that Eris was responsible for it. But that was not the truth at all. Eris was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and no one wanted to believe him. When Lena heard Eris' story, she felt she had to help him. She put her fear aside and bravely asked, "How can I help you?" Eris pointed to an old bookshelf on the wall. "There is a spell in that book that can get me out of here," he said. Lena looked at the dusty shelves and picked up an old book. The cover of the book was worn and the pages were written in ancient languages, with strange symbols. When she opened the book, she felt a magical energy between the pages, goosebumps ran down her spine. As Eris told Lena how to use this book, Lena became more and more convinced that he was just an innocent child who wanted to be free. Slowly she began to read the words. Each word created a vibration as it echoed through the house. The boards, the walls, everything trembled with Lena's voice. At that moment shadows began to move in the room. Darkness surrounded Lena and she began to find it hard to breathe, but she did not lose her courage. Closing her eyes, she repeated the words, her voice growing stronger and more confident. As she turned the last page of the book, the shadows in the house suddenly receded and a bright light filled the air. A grateful smile appeared on Eris' face. "I am free now, Lena," he said joyfully. "You have brought me the help I have been waiting for all these years." Eris' silhouette slowly began to disappear in a bright light. Lena felt Eris relax and took a deep breath. A tear fell from her eye. It was a moment of both happiness and farewell. The next morning, when Lena returned to town, everyone wanted to know what she had done. She told the townspeople the mysterious story of the dark house. She said that Eris was innocent and was only the victim of a misunderstanding. From that day on, the townspeople stopped seeing this house as a spooky place where only a ghost lived. It had now become a place where the townspeople could play. The courage and kindness Lena had shown had a place in the hearts of the townspeople and was never forgotten. That night, Lena had great value in overcoming her fears and saving a friend. She learned that even behind dark shadows, there could be kindness, a call for help, and this became one of the most important lessons of her life.